on LinkedIn that it's everybody's highlight reel. So please do not beat yourself up because you're not getting the $100,000 contracts, the $1 million contracts. You're not getting this award or that award. LinkedIn is really everybody's highlight reel. I used to be really guilty about that, but then when I started losing awards, I then put it out there like, this is what a 6-time loser looks like right here. And it's real, right? You want to be you want to be authentic when you're out there. So please just keep that in mind. Don't let the social media get you down. You can post your struggles as much as you post your success, because everybody uses that as an opportunity to learn and help others.
My name is Tanisha Greer. I'm the Business Development Manager here at Michigan Women Forward, better known as MWF. Today we are having an event called High Heels and Hard Hats. This is an event to really talk to the contractors out there. The contractors are maybe not be really big, but just starting off or been there and need funding, but not quite sure how to get the funding and what they need to do, and hear from the experts that have done it, has walked that path, know what to do, and guide you through. Michigan Women Forward is a lending institution, a CDFI, which is a community development financial institution providing microloans to small businesses from $2,500 up to $50,000. And we have these great programs for financial literacy and get you loan ready. You can find me at www.miwf.org.
My name is Mia Fields, and I am a supervisor for the SBCs on the western side of Oakland County. We bring you greetings from Oakland Thrive. A little bit about our passion, a little bit about our mission. We aim to increase and grow the thriving ecosystem throughout Oakland County.
Hi, I'm Saidi Garcia. I'm with Oakland Thrive, and I'm the Global Resource Program Manager. So I work with immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers in Oakland County, helping them with their business, either if they have a business already established or they want to open a business in Oakland County. I provide access to different resources. If they want to access to marketing, legal, accounting, we have those resources, access to funding. We are strategic partners with Oakland County government.
My name is Jamar Bray. I am one of the small business consultants for Oakland Thrive, where I'm able to connect wonderful small business owners to the resources that Oakland County offers, from marketing help to legal help to tax help or tax prep. But we also have a lot of amazing events, a lot of seminars that are here for the community that are free of charge. So please come and check us out at oaklandthrive.org, where you'll be able to meet with someone like myself or other small business consultants that are in the area where you are located.
Well, hello everyone. I am Dr. Kimberly Naylor, and I'm here in 2 rows tonight. I'm here with the Michigan Women's Forward, and it's an organization where I've served on the board for 3 or 4 years, and we empower women to take their businesses to the next level. I've now had the honor of partnering with them as the program manager, as we partner with 2 other organizations with Ignite Detroit Contractors.org. I'm going to go ahead and give you the website, ignitedetroitcontractors.org. This is a program with 3 companies are in partnership. We're powered by the Dan Gilbert Family Foundation. And guess what? We are helping contractors. Everyone needs a contractor. Our development communities need contractors. You might need some work on your home. And these are the individuals that we're going to help them level up, build their businesses and scale, learn how to partner with their lending institution, their partners with banks or CDFIs. That's what we're doing here tonight. We're here in partnership with Bank of America. We are a microloan. We want you to come. If you haven't heard of us, please check us out. But in the interim, if you need a project, we have Ignite Detroit Contractors getting leveled up so they can support you and your endeavors.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Tanisha Greer. I am the Business Development Manager here at Michigan Women Forward. We're so excited to have you guys here today. Woo-hoo! I think I don't need a microphone. I hope you guys are enjoying the food, and before you leave, there is a bouquet bar there. we feel here at Michigan Women Forward, we want to give entrepreneurs their flowers while they're around. So definitely make sure to take a bouquet before you go. So on behalf of Michigan Women Forward, welcome to High Heels and Hard Hats, Building Strong Foundation. We're thrilled to have you fill the room today, full of contractors, developers, community builders, people we are literally shaping the Michigan landscape. I am so excited about tonight, connecting and collaborating, having an opportunity to be with diverse entrepreneurs in the construction and development industry. A special thanks I want to go out to our presenting partner, Bank of America, for their continued commitment to supporting small business owners who are creating lasting impact in their communities. We're always grateful for the partnership and work that we do together to help entrepreneurs move forward. This is bittersweet because this is like our final series. We had a complete series of Ready, Set, Fund with Bank of America, and this is the last one, the in-person one, so we want to do it with a bang. I wanted to bring up Paige Harden, the Assistant Vice President and Business Banking Relationship Manager at Bank of America, for her to say some words on their behalf. Paige, would you like to share a few words? We are so appreciative of this partnership and this series that we were able to have. So here you go.
Likewise, thank you so much, Tanisha, and welcome everyone tonight. Thank you for joining us. Again, my name is Paige Harden, Business Banking Relationship Manager with Bank of America, and I am really proud to be able to represent for Bank of America tonight, which is just an incredible organization, but also our partnership with Michigan Women Forward. We're not only sponsoring events and a place for you to be, but we are investing in the people and our community, and just giving that support to specifically our women business owners. So through programs like Ready, Set, Fund, we are helping business owners become loan ready. We are helping business and gain access to capital to fuel their growth moving forward. So for me, it's not just about banking tonight. We'll get into that as we go through our discussions, but please enjoy. Woo!
Thank you, Paige, and thank you again to Bank of America for your partnership and support. So now, let's add a little excitement to the evening. So when you guys came in, we asked you to fill out this slip that said $100. Like, what am I going to get for $100? Well, Bank of America is so generous that tonight, entrepreneurs will be receiving $100 to be deposited into their Bank of America business banking account. So if you have one, it's going in there. If you don't have one, it's okay. I have the W-9 forms here. I have the vendor form here to automatically deposit in there and hook you up with a banker so you guys could get an account open this evening, or maybe not this evening, but tomorrow. But definitely, we're going to get those funds in there. So at this time, I wanted to do a little housekeeping on some things that we're going to do. So, you know how you go to these events and they want to take a mic and put it right in front of you and be like, so what is the question? Or I want to ask you a question, or tell me who you are, or what do you want to say? Is it something you want to know? But some people don't want to talk. They don't want to have a great question, but they don't want to really say the question. Well, tonight you don't have to. If you scan this QR code right here, a screen will pop up on your cell phones, and if you need the Wi-Fi, you can join the free Wi-Fi with the Hawk. You just go put on Hawk, and it'll take you to another page with a yellow box that says accept, and put it there. Or you could go to the internet and go to Slido.com, and a number box will pop up, and you will place in there this number of 15 888-416-6321, and you can ask your questions there. I'll have a laptop, I'll be able to ask the panel the questions. So anytime during this panel, any question you have, you can type it in there. And if you want to give a test, it should pop up and it asks you, hello, how are you today? So you can answer that and say, I am fabulous, because we are all fabulous. So without further ado, I want to introduce Dr. Kimberly Neller, Michigan Women's for Ignite Program Manager. In partnership with the Gilbert Family Foundation and Lifetime Global Consulting, Dr. Neller is the business strategist, construction industry advocate, and long life champion for women entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs across the state of Michigan. If you would let me introduce Kimberly, and she's going to be your moderator for this evening. So Kimberly, come on up.
Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It doesn't take a lot of us to make impact. So don't be bothered by the empty chairs. When they marched for freedom, Dr. King didn't have all people. When America had the Boston Tea Party, not everybody was engaged, but we all benefited. So we're here tonight to infuse you guys with education and the capacity so you can continue to make impact and be the global change we all know is possible. So it's just an honor to be in the room with such incredible minds, or you wouldn't be here. Some of you I know personally, and I know you're brilliant. We're bringing this event so we can all celebrate what happens when determination meets opportunity. If you came across 12 Mile Road, that's determination to get this opportunity. So whether you're just breaking ground or get started in your business or you're ready to scale up, there will be something here for everyone tonight to help you build stronger so that you're financially and strategically in a stronger position so that your profession continue to grow. So I've been a part of Michigan Women's now since March of this year, and as a part of that organization, as a part of the management team for the Ignite Detroit Contractors. And this program is designed to take contractors to the next level. We don't want you to still be the contractor with your truck 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 years. We want to help you thrive and build a team. So that's what we're here tonight, but we also focus on helping women. We want women and minority-owned businesses to grow and scale. And we want to assist with technical assistance, mentorship for your business so that you can find that outcome you want and be able to access capital to continue to succeed in your business. So tonight I'm going to bring some panelists before you. I'm so honored to be joined. Our first panelist, who you just met, is Ms. Paige Harden. Again, she's the Vice President of Business Banking Relationships. So Paige, you would like to come forward. And she's going to be sharing with you how banking relationships can empower your business. So let's give a round for Paige. In addition, we have Brother Ed Carrington. He's the founder and the mayor of Flux City. Let's hear from Brother Edward Carrington. He's going to be talking about scaling his business in the real estate sector and development from flips to full-scale development ground up. Next we have Vanessa Palermo. Did I pronounce your last name?
Yeah.
Right on up. She is the owner and CEO of LaSalle Construction. Now y'all know I'm a sister in construction, so give her a big round of applause. Women in construction making big things happen. And last but not least is we have my beloved sister of many years, Miss Taryn Sokes, founder of Eagle Specialties LLC. Anytime you go to a bathroom and you see all those accessory petitions and holding the soap dispensers, and that's what her business does. So let's welcome all of our panelists. Okay, so thank you all again for taking time. We have entrepreneurs, busy schedules, but they came here so you guys can glean from their life's journey, their experiences, and have an opportunity to take some of that learning to put inside your business. So as we move through our discussion, we're going to do a round table. We're going to kind of go around and give everybody a chance to hear different and diverse perspectives on our different questions. But our goal tonight is to understand the importance of business relationships for your access to capital. Michigan Women's Forward is a CDFI. Maybe you don't have all your ducks in a row just yet. They can help you get started so we can introduce you to the Bank of America's, the true banking institutions. You're going to hear the developer's perspective, what it is to be a contractor, some insights there, as well as women in construction and leadership and just being a visionary. So let's dive into our first topic. We have some cue cards, so we want to make sure you get it all tonight. How about that? So Paige, we're going to start with you. Can you explain what that relationship looks like? Let me go back. Paige, many small business owners don't realize the value of having a dedicated banker. Can you tell us some insights on what that relationship looks like and why it is important, especially for contractors, to have a good business relationship?
Absolutely.
So let me bring you the mic. I'm going to be walking around. Just want to make sure everybody hears us.
Thank you. So, having a dedicated business banker, it's not just opening a business checking account or knowing where your nearest financial center is, right? It's having a strategic partner in your corner that understands your business, your day-to-day operations, your goals and priorities, and can advocate for you when it comes to your future growth and success. The business world is fast-paced, as you all know, especially in the construction industry, right? The cash flow is king, delays happen, and they are very real. But being aligned with your business banker and them knowing, again, your day-to-day operations, what you do as a business owner, and they understand your industry, the trend insights, what's going on in that world, they can practically prepare for future funding and any future opportunities so you don't miss any. So I always say as a business owner, your team behind you should be made up of a really good CPA, a great attorney, financial advisor, and then your business banker is there too. And if you have a business banker that is supportive and has your back, and you don't have any of those other connections, they should be able to introduce you to those connections as well.
You can just pass the mic to Eddie. Can everyone hear me? I think I'm loud enough. Okay, so just pass the mic down. Eddie, you've grown from flipping houses to full-scale developments. Can you tell us what financial strategic relationships that you developed that made that possible as you partnered with banks and lending institutions?
Yeah, it all boils down to trust. And when it comes to the relationships you build with financial partners that really ultimately care about getting paid back, right? And so I'll kind of jump way early into my career as a real estate developer. My first property that I purchased, I actually didn't have enough for the down payment. And so I actually went to my sister, and she actually loaned me about $1,200 to help get me to the point where I was able to close on this loan because she trusted me. I think she did, right? She's my sister. She trusted that I was going to be able to pay her back this loan. And so, you have to, and the funders really are good at not just reading a book by its cover, but like digging deep into who you are, the concept that you're pitching to them, and they've seen 1,000 other applications similar to from the real estate side and from buying a property, to flip or whatever the case is. They've been there before, and so for one, they got to trust you, and two, they got to understand that you know your numbers, and that's extremely important.
Thank you. So Vanessa, being that you are a construction owner, just tell us what are some of those key financial habits you had to bring together as a business owner, and how have they help you continue to grow and scale the business?
I love this question because I think the answer is the same whether you're talking about a $50,000 company or a $50 million company. At the end of the day, it all comes down to overhead. Overhead can make or break you, so tracking it closely is crucial. Equally important as job accounting, so tracking the direct cost to each project and tracking closely the profit that comes from each project. And then growing sustainably from a financial management perspective is all about the fundamentals. So 1, maintaining close capital controls, like I mentioned. 2, repeating reliable processes. And 3, committing to analyzing performance, win or lose. Together, those mitigate the fatal risk while giving me the framework to not repeat the rest. And then taken further, this framework all guarantees that we are creating value from the finance function because you're learning from the mistakes and not repeating them, and then seeing what works and continuing to do that. And so this comes in many forms, but at the end of the day, it benefits the client as much as it does LaSalle.
Awesome. So we want to hear it as a woman leading in construction, because she's a fellow construction with me. How have you built that credibility? Eddie talked about it's important to have trust. How have you built that credibility for your business, so with your partners, your clients, as well as your business banking partners, that they felt that you had that credibility to work with you?
Well, I can tell you when I first started the business, I had somebody from a general contractor tell me not to come talk to them until I knew my business. That was a little insulting, but okay, I'll get there. And so I started from the ground up, and I started learning how to read blueprints. I started doing estimates, and I started doing takeoffs, and I started doing project management and project engineering on rather large projects. I even went out to a site in Hammond, Indiana, and climbed up 40 feet of scaffolding so I could see what my guys were doing, right? Because if I'm sending my labor up there, I need to know. And so I climbed. Oh, my butt was much smaller then, but it was a big climb still. And so, right, understanding what it is that you do, what it is that you contribute, where do you bring that value, and then being out there and networking all of the time. It's hard, it's exhausting, right? Like I sometimes think, or I was at one point, a really extroverted person. But now when I do trade shows or I do conferences, it probably takes me like 2 or 3 days to just recoup and re-energize. But that's okay, because it's about showing up. It's about making those connections. It's about letting people know who you are and what you bring to the table. And then from there, you build on your reputation. So we have prided ourselves in being available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's still ringing true today. I'm working actually on my last contract for our business. We're actually in the process of winding down our business. So yeah, winding down the business, that's super fun. And so being there, and these people are in Indiana, and they're contacting me on Saturday, and they need to know the dates. And then I've got a new project manager who's a female, and she's just worried about, the flack that she's getting from the team. And so what can I do to help her? What can I do to help that guy that's at the Ford plant that the toilet partition door just fell off, right? Construction isn't a 9-to-5 job. So making yourself available is really important, but then not over-promising, right? If you can't do it, don't promise it. And you can't do everything. You're not an expert in everything. Because if you are, you wouldn't be here, right? So know your stuff. It's really, really important, but be present and build on your reputation.
Thank you for that. As you talk about, all this is necessary for a banking relationship. They need to know that you know your business, you know your scope of work, and you can fulfill it. So when you do run into those hiccups, you are able to actually redeem yourself, and then you feel confident because you're communicating. We're going to bring it back to you, Paige, being that you are our star banking partner tonight.
I'll ask the question first, just make sure everyone hears me. So, because we're all entrepreneurs in this room, so how can entrepreneurs really start building that banking relationship before they actually need the financing?
and then maybe give us a real life example of how that could look for us. We're ready to get started.
Absolutely, and I'm glad we're covering this. So first and foremost, know who your business banker is. There are specific roles for that. They're trained in supporting business owners across any and every industry. Know who your business banker is. That can be a simple call to your bank, walk in the branch or financial center and ask them, I would like an introduction to my business banker. If they tell you that they don't have a business banker, then I will tell you right now, you're at the wrong bank and you need to come see me. Because every business owner needs an expert in that field to support them on the banking side. So once you figure out who your business banker is, then you're going to schedule a business review with them. For me, typically I like to at least 2 times a year, I'm meeting with my business owner just to check in throughout the year. We're either communicating via email or phone call, or if there's something just significant going on within the business, we'll communicate more. But at the very least twice a year, and that's us walking through the business model, cash cycle, their growth plans, upcoming priorities, or any obstacles that they're either currently facing or foresee in the near future. Another thing is to just keep your financials clean. As a bank, we're not asking you for it to be perfect, right? But have it at the very least organized. And that's where, well, first and foremost, business and personal financials should absolutely be separated. That's where you can, at the very least, start. And then just making sure you're using the proper bookkeeping, right? A lot of my first appointments, if I don't know this client or this is my first time meeting them, I'll ask for year-to-date profit loss, a balance sheet, just so I can get a good idea of what the year is looking like for you so far, what liabilities you're facing, what assets we have, and how we can build on that moving forward. And then that's also, again, where that good CPA connection comes in. There's a lot I could add to this. How much time do I have?
Do you have an example of maybe a client that you've worked with that
So,
you've helped with their?
I do. I actually recently met with a woman business owner in the contracting industry. She truly inspiring conversation. She runs a multi-million-dollar revenue business, strong track record, huge potential. And she told me something that I hear very often as in yes, I have my banking set up, but I don't know my banker. I don't have a specific person that I work with or strategize with. So here we are, multi-million-dollar revenue company with no guidance, no planning, no strategy, anything on the financial side. So fast forward, this was a few weeks ago, fast forward to this week, she's actually giving one of the biggest pitches of her career. If she lands this pitch, this is substantial growth for her business, but it's also going to mean more equipment, more payroll, and just a lot more costs and expenses in general. All of this, by the way, with no funding plan, no guidance from her bank or strategy partner. So thankfully we met. We were able to build a relationship early on, and I'm able to take that information and step in proactively. So before she's even given her pitch, right? My team has already, we're ahead. We're transitioning the relationship, the deposit relationship over to the bank. We're already reviewing financials. We're structuring working capital needs, positioning her for pre-approval. So if she does come back to me this week and say, yes, I got that bid, we're ready to move. I've already lined things up with underwriting. We're ready to submit, and we can move in with an approval within a couple weeks. Again, she may not get that bid, but that's not where she stops. There's going to be the next one, and when the next bid comes along, we're ready to move. So it was that's what your banking relationship should look like. And she actually reached out to me last week and said, Paige, I can't believe I haven't had the support in the past. I haven't switched sooner. And that's honestly what I'm here to do and why I do it.
So you can see having a banking partner is not just a bank that holds your accounts. Let's give Paige a round of applause, because for a bank to take that concerted effort for your business, and that happens when you have a business. We're going to hear from Vanessa and just ask her,
Just tell us a little bit how you have managed cash flow while waiting for projects, and how did your bank support you in some of those instances?
Yes, so I wish that I had an effective one-size-fits-all answer for this one, but it's not. I mean, the reality, as we all know, is that this is a constant challenge in construction at any scale, especially when you're growing. But this answer is going to be a little long, and I'm answering it out of order, so I apologize for that. But first and foremost, our bank plays a significant role. Managing and creating good relationships with your banking and bonding companies is absolutely crucial. With our bank, we have what's called a sweep account, and a sweep account is, it automatically draws funds from a primary account to a secondary investment account, allowing you to maintain your investments while also keeping good cash flow. And so we have an established line of credit with our bank, and if our main account falls under $100,000, that's when the sweep account kicks in and automatically draws from that line of credit to cover any outgoing checks, and it prevents overdrafts. Now, at the same time that we have that sweep account, our CFO is actively monitoring our account balances, transferring monies back and forth, and at its core, your CFO or yourself, whoever's managing your financial side of your business, should be doing this. And then looking at the other side of the question, how do you manage cash flow while waiting on project payments? This is where there's no one-size-fits-all. Annually, we try to hold back 1 to 2 times overhead so that we have this good cash flow to pull from in these times, but that's not always possible. So that's when our good relationship with our bank comes in. If we need to pull from that line of credit, sometimes we'll ask owners to cover some of the material costs up front. If we have a good relationship with them, right, it always goes back to the relationships. Sometimes the GC or the CM on the job will cover some of that risk for us. It all depends. So that's where, your company comes into play, depending on what stage you're at in your company, etc. But I know that I have a personal tendency to pencil out what should happen and what is possible. And that's the part where I had to learn to follow up that first take with something that anticipates the risk, because I always am glass half full, and so I had to learn, you have to do that risk analysis and say no sometimes. And so for us, that looks like never taking on something that could take the ship down. Just all of this stability has gone a long way in creating good relationships with our bank. At its core, a good relationship with the bank is based on trust and stability.
so banking relationships are necessary for your business growth. You have to have a lending partner. But sometimes having that lending partner is not always easy. So we're going to direct this question to you, Eddie. What are some of the challenges you may have faced when you were going to ask a lending partner to help you in your journey? And how did you overcome them trying to help you get funding for your projects?
We got somebody's talking.
Yeah, I think I did. No, but when it comes to experience, so when I first got into the real estate realm and bought my first property, it was a scenario where I did a traditional mortgage for an investment property. Don't tell the banks, but ultimately I kind of got to a point where I was buying land bank properties from the city of Detroit, and I was luckily able to purchase properties out of pocket. I'd buy properties for $1,000, $2,000, fix them up myself, finance the construction of or the rehab of these homes. And I did that as a 5 to 9 because I was my day job. I was primarily a banker, and I was motivated to get into real estate because I had a lot of people who worked at the big three at the time look at not their Social Security, not their 401k, not their pensions in some scenarios, but their real estate as their retirement income. That was their goal at that time. And so that kind of motivated me to get into the real estate realm and, once again, look at it as a side hustle in a way. But by 2016, 2017, I was introduced to developers in the city of Detroit that looked and talked like me. And I didn't necessarily realize that there were individuals, doing development on a larger scale, which kind of motivated me in a similar sense to when I was working at the bank and I came across these blue collar individuals that had 30, 40 doors. And so going from self-financing, these rehabs to my recent project is an $8 million project over in East English Village, Detroit's east side. Going to the bank and saying, hey, look, I need $8 million to redo this building. I don't know what I'm doing, but I got a concept of an idea. Can you give me this money? And most said no, right? Obviously, but luckily I had the community behind me with this particular concept, and I also convinced the GC and the architect to show up to the table with me when I had conversations with the funding partners to in turn make the development team as a whole a little bit more legit, as opposed to me as a first-time commercial developer going from single family to commercial development. And so, partnerships from that side was something that was really important in helping me get to a point where I could convince the funding partners to cut the check.
Sure.
I really want to add to that, and I'm so glad you said that you came to your bank. Like, the least you can do is ask, right? Like, ask, get your answer, yes or no. For me personally, like, and that in particular to his situation, banks look at another thing, aside from financials, cash flow, industry risk is huge for us. So when you're looking at traditional banking, the contracting industry, it's a higher risk industry, so you want to make sure that everything's in line before you come to us and you're like, yes, or your banker and we can help you lay out your story too, right? But aside from that, if you were to have called me, right, as Bank of America, as the organization we're in, yes, it's owner-occupied real estate, so I would have also been that no for him, but I have been to so many of these events and networked and met so many different individuals in so many different spaces. I wouldn't have sent you away with just a no. You would have had 3 to 4 contacts to say, hey, I know this person, they specialize in this, they've helped so many of my other business owners in your specific space. Here you go, I need you to call Dennis. So all you can do at the very least, just ask. Start with your bank, ask them, and see where it takes you.
And I will always also add to go sit with your bankers and ask what they need and then show up with that. It's the best cheat sheet ever. When I got my first $100,000, I said, what do you need me to look like? They told me, I'm like, okay, we can make that happen. But we also found out you have to have a team, as he mentioned. So Carolyn, my question to you is, what strategies have you used in construction, like I said, it can be a high-risk industry, to build a solid team and continue to grow?
I think one of the biggest things that people will say is always make sure that you're slow to hire, but you're quick to fire, right? We've all heard that. But making sure like you're hiring the right people. We're here within the state of Michigan. We have different laws, we have different guidelines, right? Marijuana is a huge issue with OSHA right now because it's legal, but it's not workplace safe, right? And so if you're going on a large construction site like the Gordie Howe International Bridge, they're drug testing those employees. Do you want your employee to get popped? Because that's gonna set you back, but then you're also gonna kind of have a that bad reputation kind of vibe going on. So making sure like you're doing your due diligence, you are hiring people that you know and that you trust. One thing for the contractors is finding a CPA that understands what you do. Because you will have CPAs out there that will tell you that they can handle your books, but if they don't know how to submit for commercial contracting an AIA document, it's not happening. Or if they're not familiar with QuickBooks, which is pretty much what a lot of people use for accounting, if they're not familiar with that, you need to find somebody else. The same thing with that person that says, oh, what kind of law do you practice? And they're like, elevator law. Well, what kind of law is that? Well, whatever walks off that elevator, I'll help them. Do you really want to trust your contract review to somebody like that? No. You want to have an attorney that is well versed in contracts. And I am going to say with regard to banking, you want to have a bank that understands you and your business. It's not easy because there are very large banks out there that will promise you the moon, the sun, the stars, but then once you go in to try to get a line of credit or a loan, they're like, oh, that cash flow looks kind of sketchy. Well, yes, but my accounts receivable is like really, really good. We just need this money to float until we can get paid. And they're like, well, we really don't know. Well, okay, but I've already performed the work, I have the contract, I'm just waiting on the money. So getting them to understand, getting a banker that understands construction is very, very important.
And I'll also ask you, how can mentorship with organizations like MWF help support women in construction as they learn to understand their businesses and reaching the next level in their business? How could an organization like MWF help, and if you had that experience in your journey, who helped you grow?
Okay, so I know we have less than 10 minutes, and I really could talk a lot. But working with Michigan Women Forward, one of the very first events that I went to as a business owner, once I quit my 9-to-5 and went all in on my business, was a Michigan Women Forward event. It's a fantastic organization. They have the resources, they have the individuals with the knowledge, and just finding somebody going through like Ignite or graduating up to the Motor City Contractor Fund, finding that mentor that can help you and guide you. You don't just want somebody that says they're going to be your mentor, because that's great. I can get my neighbor to be my mentor. We can sit and have coffee every now and again. You want to have somebody who can either stretch what you know or help you grow. And I think both of those things are very important. I had a mentor recently through another program, and she actually was in the healthcare industry, but she provided a service, and then they looked at what I was doing and said, okay, well, you're providing materials, but you're providing a service. And we actually were able to really learn a lot from each other. So organizations like Michigan Women Forward with Project Ignite, you have that opportunity to get a mentor. Make sure you're asking the questions. Make sure you're staying in contact with them. You're checking in. If you meet somebody out in the wild and you click with them and you're like, hey, I really would like to sit and chat with you, and try to make that connection and see if that's something that they're interested in as well, because it's only going to benefit you.
And I would say that Michigan Women gave me my first line of credit in business, so I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but they trusted me. They're much better now. They give you technical support. And Ignite also gives you a one-to-one coach to help you develop your business in this construction space. So we have a few minutes left, so we're going to close with you, Paige. I'm going to bring it back to you. And for those of us who have had some financial challenges, yet we want to go into business, what's your advice of helping us build trust with the banks and start improving that relationship so our businesses can grow? Because all of us don't have squeaky clean financial backgrounds, right? So how can you help us keep building a relationship?
I'll start by saying every single strong business owner has or may have, and may see it, a financial setback. At some point, there's slow seasons, there's bad debts, there's bad projects, you take on a bad employee that can set you back. It happens, it's real life. But if you have faced those challenges, I encourage you, like, don't avoid your bank. That's when you want to go to your bank. Again, establish that relationship with your banker and tell them your story. Tell them, this is where I'm at right now, this is where I want to be, this is my vision, and that's who's going to work with you moving forward. Communication is key in that banking partnership. Once you do have that banking relationship with your banker, keep them updated with any major events going on in your business, any new contracts you're signing on, any organizational, like ownership changes, anything like that. You want to be in that constant communication with your banker. And just be transparent. Any setbacks that you do have, we like to know up front. Me specifically, I can't tell you how many credit deals I've been in where everything has looked perfect and we're like halfway through, and then I get, the call from my business owner, oh, by the way, there's this piece of liability or debt that I forgot to mention, or hey, I haven't filed last year's taxes, and it's just something that catches us by surprise. Whereas if that's something I knew ahead of time, we could have pre-planned and gotten ahead of it before we were in the underwriting or pre-approval situation. So just communication, be transparent, and again, establish that relationship with your banker.
Thank you for that, Paige. So let's give a round of applause to all our panelists. We're just about out of time. Did you learn something tonight about getting started with building a solid banking relationship? It's more than just having your bank accounts there, but visit them, let them know your name, let them know what your business is doing, let them know your plans for your business, because then that storytelling is when they'll do the due diligence to help you grow and succeed. So let's give another round of applause to Taryn, Vanessa, Edward, and Paige. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Eddie has a closing remark.
Can we get a selfie with everybody? This is a pretty intimate group. Okay.
So we're going to have some photos at the end, so don't anybody leave. Thank you. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Tanisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Did anybody have any questions that they wanted to ask? Y'all didn't use my QR code. Do y'all know how many videos I had to watch? No, it's okay. Well, what I would like to do is to bring up Tamara Jackson-Gatewood, the Director of Lending at MWF.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. Is everyone here a business owner? Thinking about it? Okay, so we'd love to talk to you. For those of you all that aren't familiar with MWF or Michigan Women Forward, we started out as a foundation, Michigan Women's Foundation, and the goal at that time was to make sure that women had access to capital. And what happened over time is we started seeing a need to support women and individuals and men as well in the space of entrepreneurship. So we did our due diligence, became a certified CDFI, and now we are a community development financial institution that offers capital or loans out to small businesses. Our loans come with technical assistance. So we offer out capital, and then we offer out support to assist our business owners with what they need to sharpen their business acumen and understand business operations that much better. Tanisha has heard me say this all the time. We can go into conversations on the amount of information that is given to neighborhoods, zip codes, so on and so forth, about the right way to start a business or how to understand money. But we recognize disparities. We recognize neighborhoods and zip codes in a way to where we want to make sure that we're helping our entrepreneurs as they're receiving their capital learn and maybe relearn how to use money, how to build credit, how to establish their business finances, just as they've done their personal, maybe relearn how to do their personal too. I don't know that there's a situation that we haven't encountered and then thankfully overcome. So if you have any questions, we're here to assist. We have a great team. We have an underwriter that's here. Tanisha does great work in business development, so she assists our small businesses with getting loan applications loan ready. Arlena is here in underwriting. She underwrites deals all the time. So if you have additional questions, we'll be here for a few minutes afterwards after the mayor gets his selfie out. Other than that, we just appreciate you coming out, so thank you.
Alrighty, and I looked at my agreement with Bank of America, and everyone here will be able to receive $100 to go into their business banking account at Bank of America. So I have W-9 and vendor forms to be completed before you leave, so make sure that you see me, and we are definitely going to get those funds in your account. And if you don't have a Bank of America account, we have the bankers here so that we can get you guys opened up. Alrighty, so can we? Oakland Thrive is here. I've just been up there talking. Would you like to come up and please tell about your programs and the resources that is available to our entrepreneurs? I've been trying to get this money out, like, put this money. Thank you. Our partnership with Oakland Thrive, you know, without them, some of our panelists would not even be here today. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Hi, good evening. I'm Saidi Garcia. I'm the Global Resource Program Manager at Oakland Thrive, and I have my colleagues right there. So I manage the program for immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers. However, we have consultants all over Oakland County who we can help you with your business. So if you have a business in Oakland County, we will be more than happy to help you. If you are starting with your business, or if you have a business already established, we can help you with different resources, access to funding, going to Bank of America. Or if you are looking for marketing, assistance, legal, accounting, IT, human resources, business coaching, we can help you. So you can go to the table, we can provide you with information, and we will be more than happy to assist you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've been a part of their pitch competition as a judge at Oakland Thrive. Michigan Women for has a pitch competition, but theirs is really fun. And entrepreneurs is so funny. When you first meet them, they're so nervous. And then at the end of it, they're like, all right, I'm ready. So the funding is out there, the resources are out there. So thank you everyone for coming. Let's get our picture.
So, does anybody share that they are here via social media, like LinkedIn, things of that nature? Okay, if you haven't, you should definitely start bragging about going to events such as this, because, I'm sorry, I don't mean to try to, I think one of the things we as entrepreneurs make a mistake on is talking about these types of events and how amazing, being in a room with like-minded individuals actually is. You gotta start sharing these types of experiences, because you'd be surprised at who's watching. It could be somebody who has the decision power to in turn get you a loan. Somebody may be on a board that you're connected with, and they didn't even realize you're even an entrepreneur. And so I just want to make sure that was one of the things I just want to highlight. Please share and kind of get the message out, and also brag about yourself more, brag about your business more, not just on Instagram and Facebook, but LinkedIn. So who doesn't have a LinkedIn account in here? I don't mean to call you out, but if you don't, you should reactivate it, or start one and really start your journey at sharing more about what you got going on. It'll benefit you in the long run, trust me. I know that was random.
And
you can ask any one of my colleagues in this room that all look at me and they're like, oh my gosh, Paige has like so many X amount of LinkedIn posts and how do you do it and X, Y, Z. But I will continue to do that on that platform. I can't tell you how many business owners I've met, how many executives I've met, healthcare attorneys, we call COI, centers of influence, right? But that 3 to 4 contacts that I was talking to you about, a lot of those relationships develop from just the exposure on LinkedIn and social media, and hey, this is what I'm doing in my business, how can I support you, and vice versa. So social media today is huge, and if there is any platform that you honor 100% for your business, LinkedIn is the place to be.
Good.
I'm gonna do it really quick while we're sending for the picture.
Okay, well, we'll send for the picture. Okay. Just keep in mind when you're on LinkedIn that it's everybody's highlight reel. So please do not beat yourself up because you're not getting the $100,000 contracts, the $1 million contracts. You're not getting this award or that award. LinkedIn is really everybody's highlight reel. I used to be really guilty about that, but then when I started losing awards, I then, put it out there like, this is what a 6-time loser looks like right here. And it's real, right? You want to be you want to be authentic when you're out there. So please just keep that in mind. Don't let the social media get you down. You can post your struggles as much as you post your success because everybody uses that as an opportunity to learn and help others.
Get in here to win. This is what collaboration looks like. We collaborate to dominate, collaborate so we can all elevate.
Absolutely.
Get in here and win.